If we can get away with it, we're going to stealth camp here for the evening. If we do get away with it, it'll be an incredible sort of park up. Our first in Wales so far. So we need to get into stealth mode.
Welcome back to the channel. We're Janine and Liam Day, a married couple who are attempting, despite all the challenges, to live, travel and vlog full-time in our converted removals truck campervan conversion in the UK. We are currently doing an almost full circular route of mainland Britain, starting and ending in Kent. Last week we got more parking fines and we started the Pembrokeshire leg of the journey, visiting some of the best beaches in Wales and some incredible film locations too. This week we are travelling up the wild west coast of Wales, ticking off things on the Welsh bucket list, and we even attempt some beach stealth camping in a popular tourist location. It's going to be another bumpy road trip, so please subscribe to the channel as our Welsh adventures continue in Morgan, our removals truck.
Welcome back to the channel. We are exactly where we left you last time, on Newgale Beach in the Pembrokeshire National Park coast at a sort of a pub park up sort of thing, right smack bang on the beach, which is why it's really, really good. We're just about to leave. We're filling up with water now to do it as you do, and we're going to get off and we're going to go and see some stuff. It's about halfway through the day already today. We've had quite a bit of work on, but we've got such an exciting trip ahead over the next few days. We're going up the Pembrokeshire coast and out, probably out of Pembrokeshire in this video, and we're going to go to uncharted territory which we don't know anything about. It's on the west coast of Wales. Everyone knows the north, everyone knows the south, but what's on the west? That's what we're questioning. So we're going to go and do that now. Very first stop off is probably the most exciting eatery for us in the whole of Wales, and we're going to go there now.
But before we go, I just want to show you Newgale Beach on a very, very windy, horrible, blustery day. We left you last time and the tide was in and the sea was really calm. So this is what it looks like when the tide's out and the sea is not calm at all.
I've been running from 9 to 5, been biting my tongue.
Right, water's topped up. Let's get the hell out of here.
I was thinking.
So this is the Pembrokeshire National Park coast, and in between Newgale, which was the beach that we were just on, and St David's, which is the smallest city in the UK, maybe even Europe, there's a place called Solva. Solva, which we're just approaching now, has the most amazing Welsh vegan food, and we're going to go and stop off there first before doing anything else. So that's where we're going to, the quaint little arty town of Solva.
So with Welsh food on our minds, we headed to Solva to see what we could get. Solva is a tiny little harbour village with a few shops, a pub, a harbour and a small beach. There is a tiny car park too, which sits in the centre of everything. We parked up and headed to a small cafe called Mugell.
Just so you know, this is a #1 thing, in our opinion, that you've got to do if you come to Wales. You have to do this, especially if you're vegan or whatever, but if you like food, you've got to come here. You have to.
I am so ready for this. So ready. I'm excited.
What are we here for, Janine?
We are here for vegan Welsh cakes. And yes, and they do some really good, unique flavours here. So as it turned out, it was too late in the day to sit and eat. However, they did have some cakes to take away, so we did that instead.
If you come to this part of the Pembrokeshire coast, you've got to come to Mugell Welsh Cakes to get some Welsh cakes. These are vegan ones, but they've got loads here, loads of different flavours and stuff. So we are stocking up while we're here, because you've got to, when you're in Wales, you've got to. So, dark chocolate and ginger, and traditional, and I think if we're going to be a little bit, edgy, we'll go for some cinnamon ones as well. What do you reckon, Janine? All right.
We paid up, headed off and shared out the Welsh cakes whilst heading back to the van.
Oh, they are freshly baked, phenomenal Welsh cakes. They're like scones out of Britain, aren't they?
They're like the sort of scones that I make, but nicer.
That is so worth coming to Wales for alone. They also do a breakfast there with leeks and Welsh cakes and vegan halloumi. It's so good.
Pants are falling down. Okay, Welsh cakes done, and they were absolutely gorgeous. I really love them. But somewhere that you absolutely have to go and visit when you're on the Pembrokeshire coast is a place called St David's. St David's is the smallest city in the UK. maybe even Europe, but I'm not sure, but it's definitely in the UK. So that's where we're going now. We continued this epic road trip, eating more Welsh cakes on the journey to the beautiful St David's, where we headed straight away to the gorgeous cathedral. Oh wow, that's really, really pretty, isn't it? That's a very pretty cathedral.
So we've actually been to St David's Cathedral before, but if you're down in Wales, especially if you're in Pembrokeshire, you have to come and see it, because I mean it's like majority ruins. Apart from this one behind us, it's majority ruins, but it's absolutely spectacular. It's massive, and it's just I don't know what happened to it, but it's just beautiful.
I've just popped in. It's absolutely beautiful in there. It's just a really lovely cathedral outside with all the ruins and stuff, and inside as well.
What's your favourite? The inside more sort of like restored ones, or the ones behind you?
What do you mean? Oh, these? Oh, I don't know. You could play in those, can you? You could play hide and seek.
It's exactly what those kids were saying. Yeah, they were literally going off to play hide and seek.
Exactly. You could.
How old are you again?
You could have a good game in that one, like Manhunt or something. Well, Liam wasn't up for playing Manhunt with me, so we wandered around this beautiful, quaint city on this misty, windy day before heading back to the van.
Okay, cool. We're heading off from St David's. What a beautiful little city. This city is my favourite size of city ever. If all cities were this size, I'd be a city goer. I'd live in a city probably. But unfortunately, as we know, they're not. Either way, we've got to leave now because the whole of St David's is shutting down for the evening. And we're going to go off to a place called Fishguard. Whilst on the way to Fishguard, we're going to be keeping an eye out for Indian takeaways or Indian restaurants, because Janine is hankering for an Indian. And I must say, I'm always hankering for an Indian. So we're going to try and do both those things. But Fishguard is a very, very interesting place, and we'll show you why soon.
So off we went to the wonderful town of Fishguard with the hopes of finding a curry house and a park up. We struck gold when we found hot chili with a lay-by right outside, so we parked up and headed in.
You might be the one that truly get me, and I might be the one you really want.
Well, we got a madras for me, and Janine's ordered a boona, and when she ordered it, she said to me, "What is a boona?" So she's going to find out pretty soon. I think that's the best way of telling, isn't it? But it looks pretty good. It smells nice. Could have eaten about 100 poppadoms before doing it, but we limited it to 4 between us.
Oh, that's good. They're both awesome. That's spicy, isn't it?
For share, so we've got one sweet and one spicy.
Let's share. It had been a while since we had gone out for a curry, and we both really enjoyed this one. We ate up, said goodbye to the friendly staff, and made our way to find our park up for the evening to somewhere we had been on a previous trip. So we're just parking up now. We've actually been here before in this very parking space. However, we haven't been here for a while, and we don't know if maybe the rules have changed. We need to double check because there's literally no camper vans here now, and it was packed before. So we're thinking maybe it might have changed, and I'm really hoping that it hasn't, because it is quite a good park up.
It's now a no-go.
No way.
They shut it down. They shut it down.
Oh, I'm gutted.
Yeah, you're going to wake up with a parking charge notice on your vehicle if you stay here. This is the nicer of the park ups around here, but I think there's another one down the road. This is obviously where camper vans wait to go on the ferry and stuff, so it serves a purpose for them to be doing free parking or overnight parking for people. So we're going to go and check another place where they used to allow camper vans and motorhomes to park whilst they're waiting for the ferry, so we'll go and check that out.
We drove about 30 seconds down the road and found somewhere that looked ideal to spend the night.
It's all good because what they've done is they've shut down the car park that can be seen by everybody driving past, that's got, you know, camper vans, and other people can't use them, dog walkers can't use it, and they've allowed us to stay in this car park instead, absolutely free. which, even though it hasn't got the views, it's fine, isn't it?
Yeah, it's massive. There's so much room here.
The fact that they've provided an alternative, that's the way forwards.
Okay, so I think me and Liam are going to go for a quick walk and walk off that curry, because there's some nice sort of walks that you can go on. And I say nice walks, I think there's like an estuary that you can walk around. We've never done it before, so I'm just guessing here, but that's what we're going to try and do anyway. We went for a walk around the docks. The place seemed so quiet and empty with a grey twilight mist and strong winds, but it was nice nonetheless. We walked to the end of the bank, found a hut with a really cool door, then headed back to the van to call it an evening. Good morning everyone. Today we have woken up in the beautiful little town of Fishguard, and I say it's beautiful because it's got some hills to the left of me and they look really pretty, and it's got an estuary right in front of me which we showed you last night, and that is also very pretty. I don't think it's an estuary, I'm not sure what it is, like a harbour. Sorry, it's not an estuary, it's a harbour. Anyway, whatever it is, it's really pretty. We stayed in this car park last night and it was very peaceful. We both got a good night's sleep. So yeah, all in all, Fishguard is a brilliant place for van life. We are heading up the west coast of Wales today to uncharted territory. We have never been here before, so we are both really excited. We're going to somewhere that's like the most famous place on the west coast of Wales. We're going to try and make it there today, and we're also visiting some other epic locations. I have been really optimistic this morning and put my shorts on, even though it was so cold yesterday. I put them on when the sun was out and now the sun has gone in. So it's probably my fault, I shouldn't have put the shorts on. So I'm not sure what today holds really for the weather, but I'm hopeful that the sun's going to come out again at some point. So let's see what Liam's up to. Morning!
Morning, how's it going?
Okay, the sun came out briefly.
Yeah, it's good, definitely gone again, hasn't it?
It is well and truly gone. I put my shorts on today and everything.
You don't, that's your own fault. This is what happens if you put your shorts on when you usually wear trousers, it's going to be a crap day. If you say you're going to have a barbecue and get all your mates round, it's going to be a crap day. If you allow it to happen spontaneously without making any plans, it does what it needs to do. But I've heard on the grapevine that when the sun comes out, it's staying out for the next sort of week.
Seriously?
Apparently so. So today we could be seeing the transition from gloomy Wales to beautiful paradise Wales.
I really hope so.
We'll stay optimistic. Where are we going? West Coast, isn't it?
West Coast.
First stop, I've just been looking at the map, is Cardigan Bay.
Nice.
Which sounds like the most boring place on the planet. Why don't we call Mittens? But Cardigan Bay, but it's supposed to be really good. We've been briefly before, we've never really had a proper look at it. So if we go there and have a little bit of a mooch this morning, and then go to that really, really sort of popular place on the West Coast that we've never been to before as well. Loads of places to see today, I'm well excited.
We made the 30-minute drive from Fishguard to Cardigan, parking in the central car park. We walked into the heart of Cardigan for a wander and a coffee. The town is quaint with lots of shops, cafes and restaurants, and a harbour right by the car park. We have been here before, so didn't stay for long. However, we did know about a Whole Foods cafe called Go Mango, tucked away in a courtyard that we simply had to visit. This place served us Hasselback potatoes with a bean chilli and salad, and it was incredible. After lunch, we headed back to the van.
Okay, we're leaving Cardigan Bay. Coffee, food, done. Now the next few beaches that we're heading up, now the sun is decided to grace us with his presence, are places that you've suggested to us to go to. So by your recommendation, that's exactly what we're going to be doing for the next 2 days, going to places that you've suggested, and apparently they're places that we can't miss off the list. So let's go and hit the first beach. Just made that. That's a proper tight hairpin bend, that.
Okay, so we've ended up in a place, I can't pronounce the name, it's literally unpronounceable. We came down quite a big hill to get here. We're in a park and ride, so I can't imagine how steep the next bit is going to be. We're not even going to risk going further. definitely park and ride is the way forwards, I think, around here. I hope that there's a different way out, because their little hairpin turn on a hill getting down here was really worrying, thinking that we might have to go back up that one again. But anyway, we're going to catch a park and ride down to this apparently beautiful beach. We've never been here before. Really looking forward to it though.
Nice one, thank you so much.
Lovely, thank you. Yay.
That's the last park and ride of the day.
Thank you.
Cheers, pal. Hey.
Wow.
This is Clangranog. It almost feels like an insult trying to say it, doesn't it?
Clangranog.
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 Clangranog. Yeah, Clangranog.
Clangranog.
Pronounce it. Oh, yeah, Clangranog.
Oh, it's lovely.
Yeah, I mean,
Isn't
it's quite busy.
It's quite busy.
It's quite busy. It's not like deserted paradise. This is where everyone knows about this place.
Everyone knows about this place.
Yeah. So Janine's quite reluctant sometimes to put the drone in the air because of the wind. I'm always trying to be quite persuasive because she gets so many good shots. She's a lot better than she thinks she is. A hell of a lot better. But she always bribes me with it. And now I'm going to go and get her a cup of tea or something sweet to have for her last drone flight.
This beach is really absolutely so gorgeous and dramatic as well, and perfect because it's got loads of cafes and restaurants, but it is so busy that it is a place that I wouldn't come back to, not in children's holiday season anyway. I'd love to see this place out of season and see what it looks like, and maybe then I would come back, but right as it stands it is so busy, it's crazy. But still very beautiful.
So whoever recommended this place, thank you. It's beautiful, it's stunning, but it's just way too busy. So we're going to move on to the next place and hopefully a little bit quieter.
We grabbed the next park and ride for £1 per person each way back to the free car park to jump back into Morgan and continue our journey of the wild west of Wales.
Okay, the next beach that we're going to is probably the most highly recommended beach from you guys out of all of the comments that we've got, which we received a hell of a lot, and that's where we're heading next. It's on the west coast and we're going to Newquay. Not Newquay in Cornwall, but Newquay in West Wales.
So off we went to Newquay. We parked up at the top of the hill and walked down to the seafront. The town was beautiful, very busy, as were the beaches. It was vibrant and full of life, holiday makers, cafes, restaurants, ice cream shops, hair braiding and street food. The swimming beach was cute and the other beach was around the corner next to the marina with a sectioned off swimming area. Today we are not feeling the crowd, so decided to leave. This time heading over some of the most incredible countryside, aiming for a town called Aberystwyth.
Tell me, babe, where are you going? Prairie wind goes on blowing.
It's absolutely amazing what one tiny little drive can do. I feel like we've crossed over into a whole new country all of a sudden, and it's really exciting. Out of nowhere, all of a sudden you look around you, and everywhere is super hilly. You know, like the Wales, when you picture Wales in your head, if you haven't been, you picture hills and sheep and stuff. That's exactly what it's turned into, and there's a few mountains dotted about as well. We are definitely over the halfway point, going up the Welsh coast, through Wales and into the mountainous bits. We're talking the big mountains, Snowdon and all of that lot. They're up ahead, they're up in front of us somewhere, and it's super exciting. It's sort of energizing in a way. Really excited.
We finally arrived at Aberystwyth, ready to find our park up and praying it's a good one. So apparently Liam's heard that you can actually park up on the seafront here from 6 in the evening till 8 in the morning. So that's what we're going to try and do. So far it's so busy we can't see any places at all, but we've still got a little bit further to go, so we're going to keep our eyes peeled and pray.
You got me in a bad stead, spinning and I can't tell where
Wow, what a park up! I can't believe it. This beach is so beautiful, and I absolutely love these little townhouses behind us. They're like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stories high, and they've probably got a basement as well. 7 stories high little townhouses with a dramatic rock right at the back behind me, right up that end, and the same the other end. It's absolutely gorgeous. I cannot believe we've managed to park up here, and hopefully we can stay here for the evening. The beach is just stunning. It's a really cool park up. I love this. Not one person on the beach. It's crazy.
Okay, so this is an incredible park up. If we can get away with it, we're going to stealth camp here for the evening. If we do get away with it, it'll be an incredible sort of park up. Our first in Wales so far. So we need to get into stealth mode. And by stealth mode, what I mean by that is basically the whole premise behind it is we're parking within restrictions, but it's more to the point that the restrictions don't say that we can't park here overnight. It's just that they've not mentioned it yet. And all of the parking spots around the UK that have been shut down to campers that have said no campers, the difference between this one and that one is they've come along and put a sign saying no overnight parking or no parking between these times between 11 o'clock in the evening and 8 o'clock in the morning. This one at the moment doesn't say that, and we don't want to encourage them to do that. So we don't want to leave a mess. So leave no trace, don't make a big thing of it, be gone in the morning, and don't let people clock on to the fact that we're sleeping in the back of here. By the time that they realise it, we're gone, that sort of thing. So we're not ruining it for future people that want to come and camp down here. That's what we're going to do. We're going to put the blinds up in the back and we're going to leave no trace. But first, I'm bloody hungry, and I know Janine is as well, so we're going to go and eat.
Okay, so Liam is a little bit busy this evening, so I'm going to cook. And I haven't cooked in a while, actually. It's just easier sometimes when Liam does it. But I'm going to cook tonight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to toast some cashews and toast some coconut. And I'm going to fry some rice with it. And then, once that's all nice and cooked, I'm going to chuck in the vegetable biryani mix. And it's as easy as that. So I've got a really easy meal night tonight, but I'm really looking forward to it, actually.
What about the self-confident girl? Guess you really need to be with her. She's so clever and so strong. Well, you really need to meet her. All men are obsessed. It's a pure
Delicious, thank you very much. Delicious, thank you.
Look at all the flowers on her dress. Well, you really need to. Well, you really need to see her. Oh, that girl, she's on.
Yeah.
Oh, I love these. Thank you. All that chocolate.
What is it?
It's mini dippers. So it's like these things. I mean, everyone remembers these, but these ones are actually vegan, and they taste exactly the same as. I think it's a blue packet, isn't it? From what I remember. What is it?
It's a Gower Peninsula Perry cider, and it tastes not the best. It's got quite a sour taste to it. I bought it because it's vegan, and they grow their own apples, and they get everyone in for a party for harvest time, and they give the cider out away to free to their friends. It sounded like a nice story, so I contributed. And it's been warm and cold in the front seat and since then.
And you'd drink it in a heartbeat.
Yeah, it's all right. It's quite. I tasted a little sample in the store and it was better. So it must be just because we've let it warm.
With the sunset on the horizon and the waves crashing on the rocks, we waited till evening before heading to the van to hopefully sleep here overnight.
Good morning. Today me and Liam are getting out of the van very quickly because we're parked up here. We're only parked up till 12 o'clock and we want to go for a coffee and check out the town. I don't know about Liam, but I love this place. This place is so cool. I think maybe it reminds me a little bit of Brighton, but I feel very at home here already. So I'm really excited to see the town.
Cool, yeah, so that's our first Welsh beach stealth camp done, and so much so it's gone so successfully that we're going to be leaving Morgan there on the beach, exactly where we slept last night, and looking like a removals van, and we're going to go for a little wander into town because the parking restrictions here are pretty good actually. So the idea was to sort of park up. We are sort of around student accommodation, there's a pub quite close by, there's holiday goers and stuff, was just to remain quite stealth on there and just be sort of very low key, leave no trace, all that sort of business, and it's gone really well. This is a good park up. So long as everyone who comes here follows the stealth camping rules, it shouldn't ever be a problem. And yeah, only stay for one night if you can at places like this. We do one night, sometimes 2 nights for other circumstances, but usually just one night, and that's the way forward.
We headed off to check out the town and found a lovely cafe serving breakfast. Liam got the full vegan breakfast and I got the sausage sandwich with fritters and a cup of tea before we went to wander the town of Aberystwyth. However, we came across a problem.
So we're just walking around, and as we were walking back to Morgan, a seagull had been hit and was laying in the road, still alive, just looking so sad. So a guy came along, picked up the seagull for us and put him to the side, but he literally can't fly, can't walk, can't do anything, and he just looks really sad. So we're trying not to panic him. We're calling the bird rescue and trying to get someone to come and pick him up because he looks alright, he just looks really sad and he can't move.
Liam made a few phone calls, but no one was able to help.
Okay, so it's a bit of a disaster here. A lady has fallen over, really hurt herself. And we've got an injured seagull, and someone fell off a ladder, and they've got air ambulance, which is what you can hear behind me now. It literally all happened at the same time. It's crazy.
We managed to grab the attention of a very friendly lifeguard who helped with the situation of the fallen lady and the seagull. He put the bird next to the lifeguard hut where he will feed him with the hopes that he gets strong enough to fly away.
So now those lifeguard, that really kind lifeguard there, I basically had to sell it as a human safety issue because people were getting close to tripping over the seagull and falling into the road. So that's what inspired them to do something about it. So they're going to look after the seagull, feed him, and they're either going to call the council, I don't know what the council do, take him to the wildlife thing. Hopefully he gets his strength back, and maybe it's just because he seemed to be getting a little bit stronger by as time passed on. Then they've obviously got the power to take him to the vets, whereas our transport's quite far away now, so we're going to go back to it. So at least it's done, and the lifeguards are looking after him, which we're very happy with. It's a better solution than just leaving the seagull there on the side of the road. Well, we found the seagull in the middle of the road. That would have been disastrous. You can't just leave a seagull in the middle of the road.
We headed to the van and continued our journey. The scenery kept getting better every corner we turned. After a truly epic drive, we arrived in a place called Barmouth, and as we drove through, it felt like it was somewhere we could stay for a night or two. As we looked around for potential park-ups for the evening, we realised that we were in one of our favourite geographical locations, the land where mountains meet the sea. Barmouth is beautiful, so we found a place by the dunes, and Liam made us both the most incredible Welsh rarebits, something something we thought we must have at least once whilst in Wales. We ate Welsh rarebits, drank the leftover ale from the rarebit mixture, and climbed onto the roof and absorbed golden hour, thinking of the adventures to come in Snowdonia and North Wales.
We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright. Oh, you and I, we got it.